Hey guys, welcome to WhiteFalcon Plays. This is a guide for Xian, the in Explore tab in the Sect Esoteric Inheritances. They've got the 3 sects here, and I'll go through and explain how to do each of the different challenges here. It takes a while to compile all these and to splice and to edit and figure out all the challenges, so it'd be great if you could just hit that like button, and even subscribe would be an immense help to my channel, and you can check out more guides and other videos in the future. I'll put timestamps in the video so you can jump to whatever challenge you would like, and there'll be 3 videos in all for each of the one for each of the sects. So enjoy. I hope this helps. All right, so here is the one for the Sect Esoteric Inheritance for Cloud Spirit Sword Sect. Okay, so we'll jump into the first one here. Volume 1, Spirit Sword Strike 1. Alright, so this one is all about using chi to your advantage and spending lots of chi, I guess, as well. Giant Whale, Spirit Sword. Okay, so we've got the Giant Tiger. This one's not really a problem here. You just need to make sure that you use these in this order. You gain 3 chi, then you gain 2, and if it's greater than 2, which it is, make an additional 2 attacks 2 times. Then this one, if chi is greater than 0, which it is, then you chase, and then you do the last 2 hits here, and then finish them off with a few small hits at the end. So gain chi. Gain chi, do 2 small attacks. He chases with his. Unfortunately, his whale attack's only a 16, not a 20 like ours. And then he has to gain chi each time he attacks. Unfortunate for him. So we take him out. Gotta learn to keep your chi up, mate. There we go. So that is the Spirit Sword Strike 1 obtained. Rightio, Volume 2. Okay, so this one is not too bad. The big thing you got to work on is making sure you can cast this with extra chi. And you put this right at the end because you're going to need more chi for the next run. But you don't want to put it anywhere close here because you'll end up using it again and you won't be having enough damage to take them out. I don't know if these matter which way you put these in here. It should all be fine. But I put this right at the start, and I don't really know if... Actually, that wouldn't really matter either here. Maybe it does because you gain that defense when he's attacking you. But yeah, this definitely works. So this is the way that you should put your cards for this one. Easy enough. You're just going to manage your chi all the way through. That's all this is about. These decrease the cost of your other chi swords, letting you cast them without wasting all your chi. And we end up using every single little bit of our chi at the end here, so that's why we need an extra 3 here to finish going through our cycle again. He's got too many of them, he's not doing damage at these points. Didn't get the card he wanted. There we go. Take him out. Spirit Sword Strike 2 complete. Alrighty, Volume 3. Spirit Sword Strike 3. Nice, easy one, this one. So the big thing about this one is he puts up armor on his second turn. And that can affect how much chi you gain, so you can't take him out in one hit. This is the main thing here. The Flying Spirit Sword does 1 attack times 4. Every time it injures the opponent, you gain 1 chi. So we're going to put that right at the start before he gains any armor. So we make sure we get that armor that we need. Then we can put all these through here. It's good to put this at the back, the end, because then he's lost a lot of his armor, and you can do a tiny bit of extra damage. I don't know if that matters or not, maybe. But then at the end, you hit him with a massive attack with all your chi. Let's have a look. So we do all 4 attacks there, 4 chi. Game 4, he's losing his armor. and more armor. Then we do 2 attacks. Taking down to 95. Oh, we do exactly 95, so you definitely need to do that in that order. There we go. Number 3, complete. Alright, so now on to Sword Intent Contempt. So we'll jump into a volume 1 of this. Alright, so Sword Intent. Well, what does it say here? For each Sword Intent stack you have, you'll increase your attack by 1. After a card is finished, Sword Intent will clear. Except in this case where Sword Intent is used, is retained if you injure the target. So first of all, this one I thought, okay, so we got to do everything that will increase intent. So I put everything like this, I put this here, and then I thought, well, we've only got 2 chi, so I would infuse this, upgrade that, and put this here. And I'm like, well, this isn't needed because when you attack, you're going to lose all your intent. So I just put that at the end. But the guy, and I thought maybe you come back around or something, but the guy kills you at this point here. You don't get to use this last card. So this seemed kind of good, but we're not using that intent at all. So what you actually have to do is you put this right at the start instead. Then these 3 can go in any order. You do have your upgraded strike. And you've got 2 chi, so you're using that, so that's fine. And then you got your tri-peak sword right at the end to use all that intent. Because you attack once and you gain 3 intent, 6, 9 intent, 12 intent, and then you're doing damage all the way through here. So there we go. I'll run through it here. So you do a measly 5 damage, but then you gain that 3 intent, and then we just stack that as they go. Like, he's stacking it way more than me. But we got what we got. He went a bit too far into it, and he died before he could finish it off. Bam, bam, bam. No last card for you. Okay, so that is the first volume there of Sword Intent Contempt. Alrighty, volume 2, Sword Intent. So this one, what did I first do here? Let's have a look. I was putting these like this. I'll go through why I thought this in a second. I thought this one was a bit redundant in this one, so I left it out. Like, you could put it there if you want. But this is what I kind of thought. I thought gain chi as much as possible. This one gains attack per chi that you have, so I thought that one needs to go there. You'll lose your intent here, but that should be okay. This one is, if you injure the person, you gain 1 sword intent for each point of chi up to 12. So we gain 11 chi here, and then we just get instantly 11 intent. Then we'd gain 3, and then we do a damage and save it, and then we do 5 attacks and take him out. But unfortunately, his attack comes one before, so we won't get to play this. He'll kill us before we get it off. So instead of that, we actually this can be played in any order. I would say, we'll see, because I played it this way last time. But so we needed to get rid of this. Push this up because we have to get him before he does his major attack, and this is what I have, so this should work. I don't think it matters which way these go. Shouldn't. Alright, here we go. Get our 5 cheese. We got 8, and this hits for 14. Then we've got all our cheese, so we gain 11 stacks. Use that, gain it back, and then do our big finishing move. There we go. Just before he takes us out. Alright, number 2, done. Alrighty, volume 3. Now this one took me a little bit longer than the rest. Alright, well something cool here is there's actually 2 ways of doing this. For both ways, you need to upgrade this one here. So this levels up this one to 6 attacks. And you can either take this one out and move these up, because that's the defense you need. And then you can put this and this. This gives you the extra damage that you need to take him out. And you live still. Or you can, instead of doing that, you can take out this one, do the extra 6 damage and gain 4 intent. And this works as well, which is quite interesting. So, yeah, there you go. So I've just done this one, so I'll just check that this one does work. I'm not saying fibs. So we'll put those 2 in. And this should be it here. Just these, we don't need this. So there we go. And that should be enough. So you can do it either of those 2 ways. So that's pretty cool. So he just does enough here just to survive, and then we take him out. I think both take him to 0. I'm not 100% sure, but there we go. Sword Intent 3 complete. That moves us on to Cloud Sword combos. Here we go. Cloud Sword combo volume 1. This threw me for a little spanner. A little spanner in the works. So, I was thinking, what's going to do the most damage here? We've got Intent by +2. One of these can't activate because they're all kind of clouds at the back here. We need as many as possible clouds in front of this for this to work. So this does work. So this will give enough chi, because for every cloud sword behind it that activates, or successful cloud hit, gives 1 chi. So this will give 4 chi, and then it will chase and hit with the giant whale sword. But we can't activate everything. So I was thinking this is going to attack twice. So this needs the intent. Which works okay, but we are lacking 3 damage after this 3 damage, and then we die. So what we actually have to do is have to look at which cloud ability does not do any damage, which is this one. Because if we put this in front, we'll lose 9 damage. We put this, we're losing 3. Put this, we're losing the intent. So what we actually have to do, this one, next time we attack, ignore defense, he's got no defense. So that is not an issue. So we put that at the front here. We can't get our intent in front, but we can see that this card is also doing 2 attacks. Same as this one. So this then does the amount of damage that we need to kill the dude. So this is the cards that you will need to place to take out this guy. So what's going on? So we do 2 attacks, 8 damage. Then we do our intent, and then we do 2 attacks. We're doing an extra 4 damage. So 9, he gets us close next turn. Oof. Then we do a chase, do the 20, 3 damage left, and he's gone. There we go. Alright, that's volume 1. Let's go to volume number 2. Okay, so for this one, we just gotta make sure we don't put the chases next to each other, because that wouldn't work. So we gotta put them spread out, and we definitely want to play it here, not here, so we don't want to do this. Even though we play over multiple turns, this is giving us that extra little push if we put them over this side. And then with the damage wise, you want to put them in order. So 4 highest, 3, 2, because if we put them like this, you're not getting the best amount of damage. You're only doing 2 damage here instead of 4, and then next time you're only doing 5 damage instead of 7, etc, etc. So this is going to give you the most bang for your buck, the quickest way to do the most damage. So this is how you complete the run here. So there we go. Look at him. He doesn't want to heal at all. We've got a little healing combo going. He thinks, nah, I'm just going to do damage. I'll take you out. We'll see about that, mate. It's a little bit of healing that we're doing. It's going to help us out. He gets us close though, I'll tell you that much. One health. Bam! There we go. So that is Cloud Sword Combo 2. Alright guys, Volume 3 Cloud Sword Combo. Now this one took me a lot of just trial and error, unfortunately. Like, from my perspective, you need this there, because this is when, so he does this big attack here, Cloud Sword Avalanche. 2 attack for every successful cloud played before this, add 4 more attack to it. So very nice big card there. So you need this here because this gives you every successful Cloud Sword played before this card game for defense. So that gives you the defense you need. Then I was thinking, because he does armor now and again, if we don't get the hit in here, because if he doesn't get injured when we hit him, we don't chase. So I was thinking, okay, so we need to have this next to this to get that chase happening. And then you kind of want to get a Cloud Sword between each of your cards to go as fast as you possibly can. And this doesn't work. And so I was like, okay, well, let's swap that around there. Okay, well, let's swap these around. Does that work? Does that work? I think I had it like that to start with. And I realized that when it was here, it didn't get hit by armor at any point. So this is a safe area for this card to be. So we don't need this here, which then leads you to be able to do a tiny bit more damage by putting it here, because this is when he armors up at this point here. So you get an extra 4 points of damage. So I guess that is the reason there. It doesn't make complete logic. It's just kind of, well, it is logic, but I don't know. It's just kind of trial and error to get the win here, I felt, unfortunately. But this is the cards that you need to get through this. I think that is correct. So let's check it out. Yeah, definitely a very hard one to get, this one. And you might better do it a couple of other ways, because it does seem very close. Because yes, you can see at this point, he's not got any armor, and you just rip through it to get that chase. And then at this point, when we get our armor pin, he then armors up here to get 33 health. So we hit him for 4, and then hit him for a couple of that damage, and that's fine. Then we armor up when he has his big attack, so we can live through it. And then we just finish him off with our chases. Quite a long battle it is. And because of that armor pen, again we get that 4 damage in there. So he is taken out. And that is volume 3. Pretty tricky. Alright. On to the next one, which is Sword Formation Fortress number 1. Alright, this one is reasonable enough. Kind of just goes with what you think here. You don't have to worry too much about what he's doing. We do for dying, but if you put yours in the right order. So with this one, you need chi, because most of your stuff needs chi, and this like requires defense to work. And this one says when you exhaust your sword intent, gain 1 chi for each point exhausted, because this only gives you 3, and you've got 5 that you need to create here. So we kind of have to put this here, because anything else would take away the sword intent. So that is then put there, And then we just need to put these chasers in between our attacks to make them as quick as possible. I don't know. Yeah, this is needed because you're going to gain 10 defense, which gives this more damage. So this is the cards that you need to place in this order. Interesting skills, this one. Gain defense and do damage with it. So we're doing a very similar thing here. Some little normal 3 attacks at the end, unfortunately. We still managed to beat him, even with all of his cards there. Only just, though. 1 HP. Good stuff. Alright. On to volume 2. Alright, nice simple one here, because he'll kill you in 4 turns. With this attack here. For each chi he's got, it'll add 4 attack, and he's gaining chi the whole time. So we got to kill him quick. So we pretty much just have to join up what we can, and then use our chasers to our advantage here. So we got to chase straight away and then gain the defense here. We could put this around this way because I think it gains us the tiniest bit more. And then we chase again and do the big damage right at the end there. And this is 4 turns because we're chasing twice. So that is nice and easy for that one. Too much chi cultivation. Go for the throat. $55 damaroos. Sword formation, fortress 2. Next on the list, number 3. Ignore defense will let your attack decrease the HP directly rather than decrease the defense first. Alrighty, number 3. So, this one's kind of cool. And not too much to work out, which is nice. So, the big thing with this one is, you're thinking... Well, I was thinking, is you would kind of push out as much defense as possible. The big problem with this is he hits you right at the start for quite a lot. So the first thing I realized is I need to push these up by 1. And then you manage to get your defense off, so this costs nothing, or else you have to use a whole turn to get chi, and then he kind of kills you in the end. And then you'd re-trigger this to gain masses of defense. That's my first option there. But you don't get enough defense that way. To take him out. So what the final one is, you actually put this one here and you're doing damage and defense each time for 3 turns, if that makes sense. So this is the order of cards you need for this one. Here we go. And the big thing about this is he goes into a state of attacking past your armor, which you'll see here. Next 2 attacks ignore defense. So then we get a chance to actually increase our defense up while he's taking our health to take him out. And we need 29 damage, and luckily we can do like 33, so there we go. Done and dusted. Sword formation, fortress 3. Complete. Alright, now we move on to the last one here, Unrestrained Power. So this is all about the Unrestrained Sword, I'm guessing. Don't know all the rest, but volume 1. And the big thing it says here is, if you want to play your cards more, sometimes you put them at the start, so you get into that 2nd or 3rd round to get those hits off. So this is not too bad, so instead of putting all these at the start, you put them at the end. And then the big thing to think about here is this needs multiple Cloud Sword hits to gain chi. And then this uses chi. So you kind of need to put them in a certain order. This also needs Clouds hits. So this is the optimal format here, because this one doesn't need anything. This is the Cloud Activator. Then you've got 3 clouds to get 3 chi. Use 2 chi, have 1 left, so you can chase to do damage. There we go. Nice and simple. You just gotta hope you get more and more unrestrained cards, but then you gotta try and weave cards in there. Interesting deck. If only he put his at the start. Actually, so he's got exactly the same cards as us, but we've just put ours in a different order, and he starts first, and we still take him out. So that's the cool thing about this. There we go. Our turn to shine. Alright, that's Unrestrained Power number 1. Alright. Volume 2. Unrestrained Power. This one's a bit more tricky. Bit of trial and error. So, again, we've got this kind of like, we need to use this at the end to use it twice. Before he kills us. This is pretty much the last action we get before he kills us here, so we have to take him out with this attack. Now the big thing that I was missing, I guess, is this gain 3 attack is so important. I had it over here, and like even with this, it wasn't. I needed 3 more attack, so that's that. The chi. The Sword Intent plus 4 is incredible for this last attack, because you get an extra attack for every other unrestrained attack you do. So this is, you know, adding onto this immensely. Does 11 damage per hit. The brown is not as good as the purple, so we need to put this one in front of this one, because that just does that little bit more damage. And then the defense here is really important, because if we don't put it here, we get killed, because we need that little 10 defense. You can put this in different spots to take that 10 attack, but yeah, here is definitely where it needs to be. I guess you could do that. No, I don't think you can, because you need the defense there. But yeah, this is the order that it needs to be in after a bit of finagling. Here we go. Sit back with a cup of coffee and relax while you watch them go at it. Alright, then we gain that much needed defense. He goes through the first bit, but the second bit, 10 defense used. And then 11 damage for 44. All done and dusted. Number 2. Alright guys, so here's the last one in the sect. This is volume 3, Unrestricted Power. Unrestrained, sorry. Unrestrained Power. Alright, another pretty tricky one. You can definitely read these here. It gives you a good amount of hint. It says put 0 and 2 at the start, but not exactly at the start, because you'll die. So we put this like this. Again, there's extra 3 stacks here. Then we need to sort out all these cloud strikes in the correct order. This one is the best because you gain 3 defense, but you don't really need just 3 defense. The main thing is you're injured and chasing them, which is possible there. Then you get all these good effects afterwards. So this is the order of play here. This one took me a while to work out as well. I was trying to get 2 of these at the front. I should have read it better, probably. It said 0 and 2, not 1 and 2. But there we go. Here, let's do it. a close battle against this attack dummy. Target dummy. Gain a bit of that life steal. Like this kind of build. It's definitely one that I go for. Two life. Not anymore, mate. 22. You're out of here. There we go. So that's the full sect done there for the blue team. For the Cloud Spirit Sword sect. All done and dusted. Hope you like that, guys. Definitely like and subscribe. Will really help me out. These take a while to create. So I'd be very appreciated if you do. Alright. On to the next.